Hello and welcome to another Cedar Creek Motorsports overview. This time we're going to be getting through this 2025 Kawasaki Mule PRO-FXT 1000 LE Ranch Edition. Let's get to it. The 2025 Kawasaki Mule PRO-FXT 1000 comes with a 999cc dual overhead cam parallel twin engine that is producing 61.5 pound-feet of torque, giving it plenty of grunt. So if you need to get a bunch of work done during the week, but you want to go out and trail ride on the weekends, this is an awesome option. Up front, Kawasaki has also given you front LED headlights on these inner sets. And then for the outer headlights, it does have halogen bulbs in there. Very easy to swap those out for LED elements as well. Up front, you do get a Warn VRX 4,500 pound steel cable winch. It's gonna have plenty of pulling power if you ever end up getting this thing stuck, or if you gotta pull someone else out, which is usually how it works. This being the Ranch Edition, you get some nice features like the Warn VRX winch. You also get these machined aluminum alloy rims that are gonna be wrapped with 26-inch Duro Frontier tires that are being held in contact with the ground thanks to independent suspension front and rear on this Kawasaki. Up front, you get 11 inches of suspension travel. At the back, you are gonna get just over 10 inches of suspension travel. And what's really cool with this Kawasaki is standard, it's gonna have 11.6 inches of ground clearance. Then if you look at the shocks here, you do have adjustable preload. With that maxed out, you are gonna be getting 12.6 inches of ground clearance. So if you need that extra clearance, you can ramp that preload up. Keep in mind that if you do have the thing loaded out to payload, you're not gonna have that same 12.6 inch ground clearance, but it will be more than if you didn't have the preload maxed out. With this Mule being the PRO-FXT, the T means it will transform this rear passenger seating area to extend your cargo bed. I'll show you that in just a minute. I'll have to set the camera down to show you. While we're back here, you do have belts for 3 passengers in the rear. And it is nice, they gave you a couple cup holders and a little phone holder right there. It's not gonna keep it from bouncing around, but it gives you a nice place to set that or something else for the passengers. As this Mule PRO-FXT is set up right now, with the cargo bed in its short configuration giving you the 3 rear passenger seats, the cargo bed has a payload capacity of 350 pounds. If you need to load more into this machine, it is perfectly capable of it. But you are gonna need to move the rear seats forwards by lifting this latch right here. There is another one on the passenger side as well. Once you have that done, you're gonna lift the rear seats forwards, and then it will actually act as a cargo dump bed as well, which is really awesome. It has a hydraulic assist, making it very easy. And this is how you're gonna get access into the engine. Then with this tilted down like that, we're gonna go to these support bars right here, lift those up on each side, and that will allow us to push this headache rack, the bulkhead, whatever you want to call it. We can now push that forwards, and we'll have to snap these support struts back in place to make sure everything stays where it needs to. Then once we have that forwards, we have these support struts snapped back in place. We can go ahead and relatch both of these on each side. So now with the cargo bed in its large configuration where you got rid of the rear seats, it is rated for 999 pounds payload capacity in the cargo bed. It will still work as a dump bed if you need it to. You do have to, because this headache rack is so far forwards now, there are rubber straps up here for you to detach the rear section of the roof. You don't have to take it off, just undo the straps, and that will allow it to pivot up so that you can get that cargo bed dumping backwards if you need it to. What's really awesome with these Kawasaki Mule PRO-FXT cargo beds is it has the diamond plate bottom. So if you're throwing a bunch of logs back here, rocks, whatever it may be, it's gonna be able to hold up to it. It's not gonna end up cracking if you slam something down on the floor there. Now, if you're out at the farm and you need to move more than just 1,000 pounds, Kawasaki does give you a 2-inch receiver here, and it is rated to tow 2,000 pounds behind this Kawasaki Mule PRO-FXT. One of the keys to making a utility vehicle very dependable so that it always works when you need to get the job done is going to be ease of maintenance. Now, Kawasaki has definitely thought of this. So there's this cover right here. There's one little latch right there and another one on the inside. Let's see if we can get it to focus right there. So 2 little latches, and this cover right here will pop on out, and you don't need to move the cargo bed. You don't need to mess with the rear seats at all. So whatever position that's in, you're gonna be able to remove this cover, and that's gonna give you access to some of the most important maintenance items. This cover right here being their air filter housing. And if we take a look back, we do have our oil dipstick right here. So really anytime you check the oil, you always wanna make sure you check the air filter as well. And you wanna check the air filter a lot, especially if you're riding in any kind of dusty conditions. You always wanna make sure you're pulling in clean air. They also give you your battery tucked right beneath there as well. And this is gonna be your winch contactor right here. So it's nice that they put a bunch of the basic maintenance stuff right under one cover, so it's nice and easy to get to. And again, you don't have to mess with the rear seat or the cargo bed to get access to that. This cover comes off very easily with just those 2 latches. A lot of what we just went over is pretty standard for the Mule PRO-FXT 1000 lineup, with the exception of the winch, the machined aluminum rims, which are part of the Ranch Edition package. With that package, you also get this nice red paint with that pretty cool pinstriping along the side. You get a painted front fascia instead of the textured black plastic that is normally up front. What I really like is you get the nicer upholstered seats on the Ranch Edition. They also give you the little embossed logo on the seats right there, just making it feel a little more premium. As we step on into the cab here, we'll notice we got a cup holder on the left-hand side and an actual parking brake. Instead of having a park in the transmission, they give you an actual parking brake. Nice little cubby area in front of the tilt steering wheel. So we have a little lever right there. We can tip it forwards, we can bring it back down as well. And this is where we'll have the drive controls. So right now, we're in 2-wheel drive with an open rear differential. Flipping that forwards, you're gonna lock out that rear differential, and then you can flip that switch forwards to engage 4-wheel drive. Got your headlight switch right here. Nice, easy to read digital dash that's gonna give you all your basic information. And then over here, you have your in-dash winch control. Kawasaki does also give you a winch remote that will plug in right up top here. So depending on if you're by yourself or you got a friend with you, you have multiple ways of controlling that winch just to help you get this vehicle unstuck or get someone else unstuck, which seems to be the case most of the time. You do get 2 12-volt outlets right here. If you have that cargo bed in its long configuration and you need to throw 3 people in front, it's gonna be a lot more spacious and comfortable than a lot of other UTVs on the market. But that's why we carry so many different brands here at Cedar Creek Motorsports. Stop on in, check them out, try them, see what you think. Give us a call at 262-377-5700. Thanks for watching. Let's get riding.